The tempo.
All right, so we're back for another episode of the Tempo Show, man. Tempo Pod TV. Today we got some very special guests. I've been waiting for guests like these for a long time, man. I'm gonna let these fellas introduce themselves.
What's good, man? This your boy Ski Low, Ski CEO.
What's going on, y'all? This Fraylo, if you ain't know so. Co-CEO, basically my brother's keeper. You know what I'm saying? Just spreading the positivity with this ski movement.
And I'm gonna tell real quick how I even got to know about these guys. Like I have a friend or whatever. He's always posting like motivational shit. A friend I work with, and soon as he made one particular post, and I seen like people with these t-shirts and shorts and all of that other stuff, and I was looking at the joint SKE, and the joint said stop killing each other, and I was like, fuck yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, that is a perfect fucking label, fucking phrase that needs to be perpetuated and promoted in our community. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. I started the movement. I used to be on like Instagram and stuff like that, and every single day I see people post RP this person, RP that person. So I was like, man, this shit gotta stop.
Man, what?
So I decided to do the movement. Cause I'm like, I come from the streets, from Landover. So it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy how we just kill each other like this. We slaughter each other, and I just feel like the shit gotta stop.
Man, that's a fact. It kind of touched home for me because I was staying in Forest Creek. Basically, I just moved out of there probably like a couple months ago, and one of the biggest things, what I'm saying, I've grown up in the DMV area, all over, what I'm saying, Southeast, Temple Hills, things of that nature, and for the first, I've all my friends have seen like a lot of big wild shit, what I'm saying, and I've heard big wild shit, and I've came after, but I've never actually seen anything up close. And one particular day, I was coming home from work, and well, not really home. I was coming home from my lunch break, and bro, it was probably like 11 a.m. Everybody was outside. You know how it go. And as I'm walking down, into my apartment complex, right across, like seeing without putting me into it, basically, seeing a little youngin, came up or whatever, and big, tall, young, both of them young dudes and stuff. And the little dude just came up, shot the nigga smack in the head. You know what I'm saying? So he comes stumbling down. I don't know if people seen like murders up close. A lot of times it don't just happen where the body just drop and like how the movies go and shit like that. Like the real thing is actually a lot more horrific. You know what I'm saying? Like he stumbled down the steps. And, I couldn't, like, because it must have been like a 22, because it was a small little pop. You know what I'm saying? And, you stumbling down the steps, and I couldn't really tell, you know what I'm saying? Because, I just heard the pop. It wasn't really that loud. Yeah. So I couldn't really tell what was really going on. And so as I'm looking, mind you, this is outside, everybody outside and shit. And, the man, he turned to the side, and, like, his head was just leaking, like a water faucet. Like, just coming out. He stumbled for a little bit, then fell on his... You know what I'm saying? Then kind of fell on his face. Dude came up and tried to roll him over and shit. And I was kind of like froze on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, as much as I would have liked to help, to see somebody get shot, what the fuck was I going to do? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was really nothing. And dude just kind of, it wasn't like he did it, boom, and ran off. Like, he just walked off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for somebody to like, do that in broad day, with kids outside, you know what I'm saying, people outside, and really not give a fuck. It was just like, it hit me hard as shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I drive buses and shit, and I was on a bus, and it was just like, man, every young dude that I came across, I was just like, I just wanted to speak positivity towards them because you know what I'm saying. I don't know the situation. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Who knows if the dude was out here doing crazy amounts of dirt, and maybe that was his comeback on it. You know what I'm saying? But for just the residuals of that action, you know what I'm saying? Like, you seen his sister came probably like 15 minutes and she fucking lost it. You know what I'm saying? And just to see that raw emotional pain, you know what I'm saying, really had fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, with y'all moving, when I seen it, I was like off the buck. Like I hit my man up off the rip. I was like, yo,
definitely.
That shit, and then number one, the shit got stylish too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not no fucking just like my shit. I just threw a name on my t-shirt and shit. Like
nah, you
like,
styling
nah.
though, bro.
That joint was
speaks, man. The MV speak.
Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But it was just I was like, yo, I gotta get these dudes on with the shirt. So how long have y'all been selling these shirts and kind of starting the movement?
I actually started selling the shirts probably about 2 months ago, and the first order sold out in 3 days. You know, I was actually surprised about the outcome. You know what I'm saying? The love has been real. You know, second order, you know, it's still moving. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just surprised about the support, and you know, I appreciate the support.
That's real.
Check out the stats of the murder rate right now. Currently, we got in the district 116 murders, in Maryland 66 murders, and Virginia 25 murders.
Right. And that's up from last year. I remember this stuff. Like you talk about for as far as we went through, like almost going into the end of the year, like crime was actually on a decline. You know what I'm saying? Over the past, like, let's say 10 years. But you know what I'm saying? It seems like it's back in effect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like they killing like. I mean, it's just a lot of senseless killing going on, and like how you said, how you seen that murder happen, and you was traumatized by it. You know what I mean? You can just imagine like a little kid. Right. That's seen it. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. I could say like this. This is how you know it's really fucked up. Like the kids, it was kids out there, you know, some of the 12, 13-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? Their mama don't give a fuck if they go to school or not. You know what I'm saying? So they out there posted up. And that shit ain't affect them at all. That speaks way deeper than my trauma, me being traumatized by it to a certain degree.
It's a problem if they that young and used to it.
Yeah, right, like they were just like, man, when can we, you know what I'm saying, go back around? Because I think dudes stayed in the like, man, we can go back outside, man. This shit happened all day. And I was just looking, I was like, that's the fucked up part. You know what I'm saying? That we used to this shit.
See, we gotta change the culture. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We gotta basically make everything that, you know, everybody think that's cool, we gotta make it uncool. So I mean, back in the 80s, you know, the streets influenced the rap game. Now the rap game influenced the streets.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, like I love the Chicago music sound and everything like that, but that kind of like fucked up the streets a little bit more.
That promotion,
yeah,
of you know what I'm saying, killing and not just killing. It's not even about killing like for justice or retribution now. Now it's about killing for the fun of it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the promotion, like I'm just doing my thing. Like that's how you know I'm hard.
But they want to be known as a killer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But
see,
that's not what's going to feed your family. You know what I mean. That's not what's going to progress you in life. Mm-hmm. And that's why I say we just want to change the culture. And you know what I mean, because a lot of guys, they influenced by this rap game. Mm-hmm. But you know, I talk to young guys all the time, and I tell them, a lot of these rap guys, they not really about what they rapping about. I mean, you got to think.
Man, 90% of them, 95% of them.
You can go on Instagram and find out where that other dude's show is. Yeah. And I mean, they don't go pop up at these other guys' show that they beefing with. This is entertainment. So don't let this influence your life. And you know what I mean? You make a mistake, a 15-second mistake, and it costs you 25 years to life. You know what I mean? You just we gotta use our heads. You know what I mean? Change.
I totally agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I could tell you, like, you know, and then especially, you know, with some of these rappers, like I grew up with some of these dudes, and like I can, like, now, you know what I'm saying, everybody like in their 20s and 30s, so either they got a job or they out here rapping. You know what I'm saying? Or some of that nature. And when I be listening to their raps, I be like, I grew up with you. You never sold anything.
Yeah. Entertainment.
You didn't even sell tree.
Yeah.
You wasn't out here bang bang, I got the 40 and busting. You wasn't doing that either.
Yeah.
So where is, you know what I'm saying? Where is this coming from? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really rough, and I think that what contributed to it too, I can say this, is that the previous generation, and I'm not trying to, like, you know, throw no hands, because I do believe in, you know, personal responsibility, but the previous generation, they looked at these young kids, and even us today, we look at these young kids and we just like, man, they lost. You know what I'm saying? So people give up on them.
You know, try to save them.
You be like, man, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, them niggas out here doing this, and that, man. They just gonna end up like everybody else. It's like, man, I tell you like this. Like, you know, a lot of people will run around and like, you know, let's say if you moving and shit, they're gonna go in front of Home Depot and then it's a, you know, 1,000 Migos outside and they're gonna try to, you know, holler at me, go, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you paid them $100, whatever, they come move your shit and shit. I can tell you like this, when I moved into Forestville, you know, I think I had Joe helping me. You know what I'm saying? I had Joe, but I had a whole rack of shit. And what I do is like fucking these kids out here be real live trying to do some work. Yeah. Like it ain't even like even the young ones, like the 12, 13-year-olds, 11 that be outside in front of the gas station, they be like, well, can I, you know what I'm saying, wipe off your windows or for some cash? They not even just begging. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I just came up off the buck. I was like, hey, look, I'm gonna give y'all $20 now. I want y'all to help me move my shit in the house. So it was like, what, $20? And mine, it was like $4 or $5. It was like $20. It was like, hell yeah. I was like, yeah, man. So you know what I'm saying? Let me go to the ATM and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wait, so we all get $20? I was like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they would, you talk about moving my niggas throwing fucking bed on the back. They had my shit in there in like 5-10 minutes, bro. I was like, oh, that shit. I had them. I be having them come in my crib working. You know what I'm saying? If I'm putting up a TV, I'd be like, hey, get somebody $10 come help me. You know what I'm saying? Hold this shit up and shit. But that's what you got to do though. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta embrace our youth, because just to say that they lost, we gonna die. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be the ones that are gonna have to navigate through this world that we already know is stacked against us. Yep. So it's more important that we make them tough and educated when it comes to that.
I mean, a lot of them is I look at it like they screaming out for attention. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a cry for help. You know what I'm saying? So they basically want the OGs to talk to them. You know, and I want to do like an OG challenge. You know what I'm saying? I want all the OGs in the hoods. You know what I'm saying? To show your little youngest from the neighborhood how to go fill out an application for a job. You know what I'm saying? Teach them how to really be successful. You know what I'm saying? Because giving them some work and just tell them go out there and trap it out and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of consequences that come with that. Consequences that come with the street shit. And you got to think about it, like, you could get robbed, get shot, get killed. You know what I'm saying? Get locked up, go to jail. Now you got a record. That's a fact. That's going to be hard for you to provide for you and your family. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fact. It's y'all like some of the OGs, y'all like leading youngins down the wrong path.
And you know, to even speak towards that is that, you know, a lot of the OGs, they don't even know how to fill out applications. You know what I'm saying? So it's I think it's up to all of us that kind of understand and know what the right path is, to kind of give everybody a direction. Like, look, nothing negative. There's nothing that's going to happen that has negative energy that's going to produce a positive result. So what we got to do is we just got to start. Even if you're not, you don't know everything, the best thing you could do is just tell somebody to focus on the positive.
And just learn from your mistakes. If you're an OG, teach somebody where you went wrong and teach them not to make the same mistake. You know what I mean?
Like my brother pretty much changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was in the streets, I want to be in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be, honestly, I want to be good at it. You know what I'm saying? But then once he changed his life, it motivated me to change my life. So I'm like, I could go ahead and pass that information, that knowledge that he gave me. And I can pass it down to another youngin'. You know what I'm saying? And
that's real.
I mean, you look at the murder rates in the ages of 20s is the highest. Yeah. You know, it's 74 murders as far as in the 20s.
And that's when they say, what they say now, your best life, that's when you're going to live your best life in the 20s. You know what I'm saying?
That's not even the case. Like, and the fucked up part about it, I think, is that like a lot of they talk about, like, everybody in the media, it seems like they talking about all this oppression that everybody else gets, right? So you talk about, transgenders, the LGBTQ community, and like Asians Americans not being able to get into Harvard, and those struggles are credible. But if we're actually focusing on, let's say, the age group that's struggling the most, I mean, the demographic that's struggling the most is black men. You know what I'm saying? You talk about, like, we have the lowest life expectancy rate out of anybody. Yeah. You could talk about we're the number one perpetrators of gun violence, but we're also the number one victims. Right. And so like that energy should be focused in on the community. I mean, focused in on that community and try to build themselves better. Not just by throwing money at it, you know what I'm saying? But I think by making positive steps like y'all are doing, you know what I'm saying? Like creating a culture that, we're not about, killing and all of that nature. You know,
it's nothing to show love, but you lose a lot when you show hate. You know what I mean? Of course, nothing to show nobody no love. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on, brother? You know what I mean? Nothing like that. But to show hate, you know what I mean? It can result to violence. people losing their lives,
Right.
and like I tell a lot of young guys, when you make a mistake, when you go out here and you take somebody's life, you affecting so much. You know what I mean?
Man, more than you even know. That's
You
a great
affected
statement.
your life, the other person's life. You affected that person's family. You
Right.
affected your family. You know what I mean? People that's expecting you to be out here. You know what I mean? A lot of time, you know what I mean? A lot of guys, they got the opportunity. They wasn't raised to go out here, you know what I mean, and have to make poor choices.
I don't grow up in big houses.
You know what I mean? You had a chance to.
I ain't grow up like that.
Your
You know what I'm
parents
saying?
gave you an opportunity to be successful.
My parents used to talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, same here. But you know, when you young, you know, you don't listen to your parents.
Right,
You think
right.
You know everything. Everybody done it. You know
Right. You think you're getting over.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? People ain't lived the life that you live.
Right.
So
You did something
you don't
different.
how you gonna understand you ain't lived my life
You
like
tied your shoes different from how your father did.
right. And
You both tie your shoes the same way.
that's real shit. And I think especially us as black men, right? Like we don't realize, or at least a lot as a group, we don't realize how much the younger generation really looks up to older dudes.
They do.
And I could just think about myself. You talk about with your brother. That's absolutely key. Like I never had an older brother or anything like that. But you know my cousin and shit. Like he was you know what I'm saying, probably like 3-4 years older than me and shit. And you know I used to look at him like he was he was the man. Like you know what I'm saying. Like he was like older guys. They be our superheroes.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's real important for us to try to set a great example, you know what I'm saying, for them. Like just if not for nothing else, but just to kind of bring up the you know what I'm saying, the next people that's going on. So as far as like, you know, with the you know, Stop Killing, like the clothing line and things of that nature, what's like kind of next for the actual thing? Are y'all trying to get a store, or what's like the next step for it?
So right now, selling the shirts to raise money for a sports youth camp. I want to do next summer. You know, I feel like sports did a lot for me growing up. You know, a lot of people, like I said, I grew up in Landover. So, you know, I played for Glenarm Bulldogs coming up.
There we go.
And, you know, a lot of us was from the same area but different neighborhoods.
Right.
But we all got along because we all was on the same team. You know what I'm saying? And it's like once we got older and neighborhoods started beefing, then that's when the distance came in. You know what I'm saying? But my thing about it, we could keep these kids in activities and keep them focused and keep them in sports and, you know, some team and discipline and stuff like that. We could get them on the right track.
That's so key. A lot of the psychologists that I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I'm definitely interested in, like, you know, psychology, not only to try to figure myself out, but, you know, try to understand the world a little bit better. And, you know, one of the biggest things for men is that, like, we have a lot of young boys have a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of energy, and it's a purpose for that energy. You know what I'm saying? And sports and activities gives us a way to not only burn off that energy, but to understand how to socialize ourselves in the world. You know what I'm saying? So when you're on a football team, you get to see that, look, especially team sports in general, but any sport will really do the job, is because in football, like you would say, like, number one, you learn that you have a responsibility to the team. You know what I'm saying? You like there are leaders, just like, you know what I'm saying, like there's a quarterback, there's a coach and all of that, people that you should listen to, but everybody has the responsibility to the next man. And that's incredibly important. So that's what I think, that if we use more of our dollars, or at least the dollars that is spent on the black community in these social programs, like as far as, like, you know, like these youth football tournaments, I think that all that shit should be, like, back in the day, my father used to tell me joining the rec was free. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like going on a football team, all of that shit used to be free. That was sponsored by the government. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that gives, especially, like, you know, certainly, like, the little kind of the conscious black dudes, you know what I'm saying? They really think and they have a point where it's like, once they started taking that away, it seems like you're systematically trying to fuck up the black men. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? By not only not making us a part of, like, you know, some of the socialized program, like when a woman, you know what I'm saying, gets on TANF or things like that nature, she has to put the person on child support, you know what I'm saying? And then they can't even live together, or they can't, if they do get Section 8 housing, the father can't live there, you know what I'm saying? Or else they think that you don't necessarily deserve the money or something like that. Like, so with a lot of our programs being attacked, it does feed the narrative that, like, it seems like they're systematically trying to take us out.
That's actually supposed to be in the city budget. You know, they actually take that out of the city budget. 'Cause, I mean, when we pay our taxes and stuff, they got to do like a budget at the end of the year.
Right.
And then once they do the budget, then that's when they want to
Make sure you keep that joint right up in here, so I got you.
And that's when they figure out which rec centers and stuff they put money towards and stuff like that. I mean, all these taxes that we are paying, our playgrounds, everything should be fresh, clean. Shouldn't be trash at our playgrounds. It should be nothing like that.
Especially with all the DC tickets. I mean,
Man,
all
well,
that money
and
going,
PG County is the #1 county in America for tax revenue. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which I didn't even know that until I looked that shit up. And DC is in one of the top tier too. So when you think about how much money you're paying in tax, that's what be trying to make motherfuckers be conservative and shit. Because it be like, all this money I'm paying in taxes, and every time a Democrat gets in the goddamn in a powerful position, what happens is they talk a lot of good shit, and then when we ain't paying attention, another program gets cut, and another program gets cut, and then all they do is kind of sit back and blame the overall structure. Like, yeah, we over here fighting for y'all, and they out here, you know what I'm saying, not supporting us. You know what I'm saying, and that's why we can't rely on the government. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily these people is evil, I'm saying, but we cannot rely on the government to bring our community back, because no other community does that, right? Nope. You know what I'm saying? If you talk about some of the most successful communities, like you can talk about the Asian community, even typically some of the Hispanic community, you know what I'm saying, the Jewish community, these communities real loud focus in on each other, and they're really about bringing up their own, and we have to do the same thing.
Yeah,
you know?
That's definitely the case. I mean, if you just, you know what I mean, just being in the work field, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Whites look after whites, you know what I mean? Hispanics look after Hispanics, you know what I mean? But you get a black guy on a job, he might not want to show the same black guy.
And it ain't even nothing wrong with that, as long as you're not like trying to harm nobody else. There's nothing wrong with celebrating your community. You know what I'm saying? And wanting to put bad things back. So I don't hate on any other community for supporting themselves. That's what they supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And we are supposed to do the same thing. You know?
Exactly. I be trying to tell people that, you know, the black population in the United States is 13.3%. You know, if you got 13.3% on your phone's about to die. So my whole thing about it is, what we gotta understand is, you know, I know it might sound crazy, but you know, at the end of the day, in the United States, black people, you know what I'm saying, the way that we going, it could possibly be extinct in the United States. If it's 13.3% and half our population is locked up in jail, I mean, you got the other population out killing each other. I mean, all we doing is declining. The Spanish race is raising up. The Spanish race is 17%.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of different factors that play into that, but one thing I do agree with is trying to focus, like you was talking about, trying to focus in on us, because see, and then I even see a divide, like kind of like when man and woman, we need to also work together. I see a divide, and there's charlatans out here that basically prey on our sensitivities to some of the tragedies that we've been through, right? So I be throwing this shit out here, but I always throw this nigga name out there just because I hate what he does. There's a certain guy named Derek Jackson or whatever the fuck that be on Instagram, and what he does is he basically talks shit about men all day long. You know what I'm saying? And what it is kind of like it seems like he's kind of pandering and virtue signaling to the women. You know what I'm saying? But to me, what you're really doing is you're preying on, I would say, women who can't really not really can't, but the world is incredibly complicated, right? So men fuck up like shit. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But what you're doing is you're preying on that for your own financial gain. You know what I'm saying? Because if anybody, just like you say, if you got a family member or somebody that you fuck with, right? If all they do is talk shit about you, how are you going to take constructive criticism from that person?
It's gonna be hard.
You can't. Like, anybody you ever met in your life, if all they did was talk about what you did and what you don't do you even listen to that person? You be like, nah, fuck you. Either you gonna listen to them and think negatively about yourself, or you're gonna shut them off completely to the point where you can't receive any any good information that they be able to bring. Yeah. So I don't fuck with people that try to big themselves up or try to promote so-called positivity by talking down on another person. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get rid of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, my whole thing with the purpose of these shirts, you know, of course, is to raise money for the youth.
Absolutely.
But also, you know, when you go inside like Fridays and stuff, you know, and you see your own people in there, everybody have their guards up. You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't have our guards up around our own people. You know what I'm saying? We should feel the safest and most comfortable around our own people. So when you have these shirts on, you know, your own people know that you're not with the bullshit.
Look, that's if
know
I
what I'm
see a
saying?
nigga walking down the street with that joint on, I don't have to question what type of shit he's
Yeah,
in.
you know. when you're on, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
why I think that joint gonna I think I done got y'all in here right before this shit blow up something crazy.
most
Because I see a nigga down the street with this on, stop
Mhm.
killing each other. Shit, we can go ahead and say what's up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I already know that he's in a positive
It'd be easy
mindset.
for you to approach them.
Absolutely.
See, we
And what's
want
unapproachable?
car
Yeah.
decals, all
We
that.
make ourselves unapproachable all
We
the
want
time.
car decals. So if you like see a car even driving, you know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna get that shit. Yeah, as soon as
You
y'all
see
get
it
that
on
shit
your
out,
phone.
I'm gonna put that shit on the whip.
Put it on the
I'm gonna put that shit on the whip.
You know what I mean?
That would
But-
be lit if y'all motherfucking
Yeah.
Signia was on the when y'all sign
Yeah.
was on the Metro bus, boy. That shit, man. I don't know what it costs, but I can check into it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get y'all the
Yeah.
information.
I
and
definitely
shit.
want to go state to state with it. Like, I mean, eventually
Mhm.
I'm gonna start making shirts for DC. I'm gonna start making shirts for Virginia, Chicago,
Killing
especially
is everywhere.
Chicago. I mean, Chicago is crazy. I mean, you talking about 652 murders. You know what I'm saying? In 1 year.
That's insane, bro.
It's
That's
crazy.
insane, and it puts such a stress. Like, and then what it does is it also creates this divide, like between like we've already had a bad history with the police, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows that it's documented. You know what I'm saying? And even people that don't trust the police in these high crime areas are sometimes justified in doing so.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But to throw it in on the other end, I couldn't imagine being a police officer in Chicago.
Oh, no.
Oh,
hell
they got tough jobs too.
Yeah.
Bro,
definitely.
I could not even imagine it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're always on guard. You know what I'm saying? Every time people look at you in that uniform, it's this animosity towards you. So how are you? These people are only human too. When people walk around and they got this animosity, like you see somebody down the street and they mug you, like what the fuck you want? Like what's up? What you trying to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's an incredibly difficult job, but that's like the way y'all doing it, man. That's fixing it from within. You know what I'm saying? That's not just talking. You know what I'm saying? That's not just doing this bullshit here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all and then another clothing line like eat and shit. Like how they be doing a lot
shout
of
out
things. in
to
the
E.
community.
shout out to E.
Like I fuck with a young brother like that real live spins as he blew up. You know what I'm saying?
He definitely did.
He it seems like that he just puts the same energy that he has into his clothing line and putting it back into his community. And that's a beautiful example for black, like those type of people are the heroes that we should be looking up to.
I believe he bought equipment for a football team, a youth football team.
Yeah, they did like a whole little like
Yeah.
I wish I could have made it. Like I was working like a motherfucker, but they had like a whole little
Yeah.
event where they had some of the little local comedians and stuff like that. Like that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just about preaching to them. It's about like nobody just wants to be preached at. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta show him.
Fuck with and that's how motherfuckers be acting like why was a little kid going. A lot of times kids like are going off of instinct.
Yeah.
So you can talk. I'd be like telling motherfuckers on the bus. I'd be like, you know, you got your kids running around. You yelling at them, telling them, you know what I'm saying? Sit your ass down. I'm like, son, go get your kid, pick them up, and sit them down in the seat. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna understand that. Same thing with the youth and the brothers out here. Don't just tell them y'all need to get y'all shit together.
Yeah.
Come fuck with them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Be like, hey,
Show 'em
come
the
out
right
here, do
way.
this.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder
Yeah.
than words all day.
Man, all goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is actually real. So as far as y'all, like you know what I'm saying? Like how long have y'all like known each other?
Rest
We
of
know,
our
yeah,
lives.
our whole life. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in the same household and everything, but
Okay.
you know. So I mean, my whole thing, like, we just rode past Search and Quarters. You know what I'm saying? They about to tear Search and Quarters down. They
Right.
already working on Berry Farms. You know what I'm saying? They
I think
taking-
Berry Farms is like damn. I think they're gonna shut down.
Yeah, shut down.
Yeah,
It's all
definitely.
shut
That
down.
joint all. But they did
Yeah.
away. You see how they put that little Rex in there, but then they did away with the basketball court and all of that. I was like, that was a community. Like, if I would have left anything, that basketball court wasn't run down.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a community, and I'd be like,
A lot of
see,
positivity was coming from there too.
That was
Exactly.
a major landmark. That was a landmark.
Yeah.
exactly. Like people could come in stars from everywhere. Ain't nobody have to worry about no wild shit going on. My man, Joe, that he used to be like, look, I'm going to the farms, man. We about to go watch these games.
Yeah.
He used to took me up there joint all the time and shit. Like he used to stay down the street, Southeast baby, right there. You
See,
know what I'm saying? So,
that bring you back to sports though, man.
Yeah.
Sports bring people
Bring everybody
You
together.
know what I mean? You know, you can come out there, you can play ball, and everything be fine. You know, it's going. You know what I'm saying? It's a peace playing field. You know what I mean?
But see, the thing is, they think that they could take our communities away from us because they feel like it's a high crime area. You know what I'm saying?
It's an excuse.
Yeah, it's an excuse. But my whole thing is with us bringing positivity to our communities, you know what I'm saying? They can't take that away from us. You know what I'm saying? We lower that crime rate and have a lot of positivity come out of our communities. They can't take that away from us. What their excuse going to be? The scariest thing to the white man is us coming together. You know what I'm saying? If we all come together, they fear that. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's 13.3% of us, but look at the strength. Look at the NFL started out with all whites. Basketball, NBA started out with all whites. Now look at your stars in the NFL. Black people. You know what I'm saying? They fear that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And even off of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that approach, like you got some people, because I definitely think that we want to touch as many people as absolutely possible. And some people, they you know, you're going to have some dudes that, you know what I'm saying, that's going to get them together. You know what I'm saying? Like that fight, certain people, like men and women, you know what I'm saying? They just got that fight in them. And you know what I'm saying? That right there speaks to them. But even if you don't really have that fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you just want to grow up, for people that kind of already kind of got their shit together and all they doing is worrying about themselves, like, if you think about it, you know, if you invest in the community itself, what you're doing is making it a safer place for yourself. You know what I'm saying? For yourself and your family.
Yeah.
So that when your kids grow up, you know what I'm saying, they can feel comfortable being around their own kind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's really that's a beautiful thing. Like
that's another reason why I'm doing it. I don't have kids right now, but you know, I do have kids. I want to make sure the streets are safer for them to go around and play, you know, unite with their friends and stuff like that. They don't have to worry. And RP to Makai too, the young lady that young girl that died and she got killed. What's that? What was that neighborhood called?
Oh damn! That was
Clay
the
Terrace?
dude just started.
Yeah.
The dude just started spraying out in that. Yeah, that's yeah.
RP to her. You know, that's a crazy, you know, situation right there. And I mean, all this got to stop. You know, I want to salute to. I love the fact that Fat Trail and Shaglizzy squashed their beef.
Yeah,
you know, and that's good for this area. I see a lot of positive stuff coming out of this area right now.
And we got some solid. Like, I love what Trayon White is doing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like you know, he's just as. I mean, you can say just, but he's a DC councilman, and you can see every time there's any inkling of some legislation that is supposed to either bring money, you know what I'm saying, or affect or try to weld the crime rate, but what it's actually doing is just suppressing us. This man jumps out the box, off the rip, like, hey, look, we getting this shit together. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, he came from Marion, you know what I'm saying? He was protege of Marion Barry, and you know, that's a legend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what happened. That man is Mr. DC forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that shit real right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to salute Mike D'Angelo too as well. You know, he walked all the way from DC to Philly, you know, for the strength of his niece.
Oh, I didn't hear that story. What happened with that?
So the incident that happened in Clay Terrace with Makai getting shot, that was his niece. So he actually went and walked from DC all the way to Philly for her. Well, basically for everybody. And I feel like more people should have walked with him.
Absolutely. Like, man, you talk about some dedication. I wonder how long that'll take you. Jesus Christ.
My man, he had blisters and everything on his feet, but I mean, that just show you how strong the black man is. You know what I mean? And it just shows, I mean, it's just, you know what I mean, it just shows the people out here that really do want to make a change, the dedication that they'll take, just to make this change, you know what I mean? Like, and I know we wearing the clothing, the people like, yeah, man, your brother got a clothing line. When people ask me that, man, I tell people all the time, like, man, it ain't a clothing line. You know what I mean? It's a movement.
And when y'all say that, I actually believe it, because that is a common thing. That I did like a little show yesterday, and when I heard the word movement, like I did a little podcast where it was like a network, if it had like 10, 15 people. When I heard the word movement at least about 50 times. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas love saying the word movement. You know what I'm saying? Without any substance behind it. But what y'all got is absolutely a movement.
Yeah, most definitely.
So, you know what I'm saying? Where can people find, like, you know, y'all clothing line? Like, how can people go ahead and go cop it?
All right, you can hit me up on Instagram at SKE Movement TV.
Just holler at Tylo, you know what I mean?
you can hit my brother up at Ski Frelo, you know, with the SKE Movement, you know, just ski team, you know, Sosa, you know.
Jasmine, shout him out, get him out the way.
My man Roscoe, you know, You know, we all gonna stick behind this movement and keep pushing.
Yeah, y'all definitely. Y'all got a website up yet?
I actually do have a website. It's SKEMovementTV.com.
That's lit. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and cop these shirts, man. I don't know, man. When I get my check, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely make sure I fly myself out.
I actually brung you a gift, so I do have a shirt.
Man, what?
Yeah. We definitely
check these. This is my first gift for the podcast.
Okay.
This is the first SKE Movement interview right here. You know, this gotta be a classic right here.
Bag for me,
you know, the Ziploc. we got it in the Ziploc. You heard?
Work, man. Straight work, man.
You know,
make sure you get that joint on there. This joint, man. This shit is beautiful right here, bro. Man, that's lit, man. I want to thank y'all for coming out, man. Y'all,
man,
we gotta get y'all coming back through. And what I'll do is, you know, because this shit touch me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for the next, I would say for like at least for the next 5-6 episodes, I'm gonna make sure that, you know, send me the PNG files of the actual logo, and I'm gonna make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I promote y'all just off the strength.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Every episode, because like a lot of man, we gotta find something to believe in. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in this shit. So thank you, brother, for coming out. What's your name again?
Skilo
and then Skilo and Frelo. All right. This was another beautiful episode of the Tempo Podcast, man. DMV Speaks. We gonna holler at you. All right.